some alcohol, and here we go. Senor Batman, Senor Batman, Senor Batman, Senor Batman, Senor Batman, Senor Batman, Senor Batman.
Hola, senors, it is I, Senor Batman, and I am here with your draft day wrap up in your week uno preview show. We are here. If you're in the chat, let me know if I've got all the audio bullshit correct. I don't want to be talking to no one. I want to make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me out there in the YouTubes? Can you hear me? It seems good. We in here. Let's go. All right, so I'm back, baby. It's football season. Tomorrow is Thursday night football for the first time this year. And oh, sweet it is. How sweet it is. Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens. But before we get there, we got a wrap up in the preview show to do. So let's get to the draft day wrap up. And as you can see here, there is nothing here. Why? Well, technical difficulties. That's why. And we're gonna fix it just like that. All right, there we go. Boom. See, that's how good I am. That's I'm a hero. I fix problems that fast. So anywho, you're not going to be able to really see it probably too well, especially if you're looking at a cellular device, like a phone. But the draft happened. It's pretty damn good. Some good picks, bad picks. We're going to go over it all, but we're going to do a little more condensed version. We don't need to go each line by line, everything, because that'll take fucking hours. I know people ain't got time for that shit. Senor ain't got time for that shit. So, what I'm going to do is highlight 3 players I think were very good values, and 3 that I think were the absolute shit. Trash. Cripe. Like, what the fuck were you thinking throwing that much money on it? And I'm going to do it 3 to 1, meaning 3 being the least shit to 1 being the most shit. And the same thing for 3 being the least of the best, 2, 1, and then 1 being the best pick, I think, of the draft. As far as value. This is not like, oh, this is a player I think who's going to be the best. No, just for the draft price, what I think was the best. So, let's start off with the shade. Who did shady? Let's see. Well, my number 3 on the shit list of the draft is Mr. Marvin Harrison, drafted for $56. Most websites, most experts, even the Sleeper app, had him under 30. So for him to go for 56, holy shit. Now, granted, I see the potential. I see what could happen. So I get it. I get why you would want him on your team. But 56, Mr. Well, I don't even know what his name is right now. It doesn't show. But it's Mr. Luke Bartos. Don't know. Oh, they say his name and he appears. Pat Bohack. He's here. Anyhow, Mr. Harrison is my number 3 on the shit list. Number 2 is Brock Bowers. $15? And what? That's a lot of money for a guy who's a rookie tight end. Rookie tight ends usually don't do very good. I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, you've got Sam Laportas. You've got other Dalton Kincaid in the second half of the year last year. Key there, second half. Tight end's an easy position to get into the top 10. I get that because they're very fluky, very streaky. But I just feel like 15 for Brock Bowers, especially when Mark Andrews, who is a stud, went for 13. Kind of insane. You're paying for the youth. You're paying for the garbage. I mean, I get it. Mr. Galvanator here says in rookie inflation, true. And Mr. Galvanator here says, but he won't just be a tight end. This is true. But the fact is he hasn't done shit. And I guess all 3 of my picks here are going to be rookies. And I guess that's rookie inflation for you. Harrison, that's a little bit over inflation. I guess Bowers isn't terrible. So maybe I'll put him back at 3, Marvin Harrison to 2. But number 1, absolute shittiest pick of the draft, that is not including keepers, Mr. Sean McGovern with Caleb Williams for $25. Who the hell was bidding with him to get him up there in the first place? Listen, I know there's a lot of Bears fans here. I know the hype is real. I know everyone's like wants to suck Mr. Williams' dick. I get it. I understand. He's a sexy man, and he might bring the Bears to prominence. I get it. But in fantasy football, $25? He was the most expensive quarterback in the draft. Unless you count keepers, then you can maybe make the argument Patrick Mahomes. If all the quarterbacks are available, though, the top quarterbacks probably would have went in the 30 to 35 range. So for $25, Caleb Williams, who's not done it yet, maybe I just hate rookie picks or the rookie inflation. Maybe that you're right about that, but just trash, just fucking trash. Just I don't know what the hell he was thinking spending $25 of his draft money on Caleb Williams. But then again, he kept Kyle Pitts for 40, so that might be something to do with it. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Caleb Williams will be a great player and it won't matter, and he'll be a great fantasy stud. It won't matter. But now let's get to my 3 absolute steals of the draft. Okay? All right. So number 3 on absolute steals is Calvin Ridley at $8 to Mr. Pat Boak. Calvin Ridley, Hopkins is not getting any younger. Ridley might, the Jacksonville Jaguars did not use Calvin Ridley very well. So to get, he had talent. He showed he still had the flashes last year. But all that being said, Calvin Ridley could be the number 1 guy there. It's not hard to imagine. He could be the guy. He's younger than Hopkins. Hopkins last year looked kind of up and down and all over the place. Not a bad value for him either at $4 over here from Mr. Mark Lasky. But I just feel like $8 for Calvin Ridley. They paid him a ton of money. It's not like they gave him nothing. So I could see that being a very good pick. That's my number 3. Number 2. So it's between a few of them. I want to make sure I don't fuck this up. I want to make sure I make a really good, solid pick here. Who do I want to pick at number 2? Could be Haim. Because I know who my number 1 is. My number 1, that's easy. I know who that is. That's a fucking layup. Okay, so I guess I'll give it to Rico Dowdle from Mr. McFadden, the commissioner. 2-time runner-up in a row here. But $1 for Rico Dowdle, and all reports coming out early this week is that he might actually be the starter. He might be the guy. So $1 for the starter. Now, granted, I think that starter is going to be a muddy term in Dallas this year. But I'll go with Rico Dowdle as 2. But number 1, without a shadow of a doubt, is Mr. Mark Lasky with Jordan Love. $3. Absolute steal of the draft. Steal. This guy was a top 10 quarterback last year. Okay? And with last year essentially was his first full-time year, basically his rookie year in a way. I know he sat behind and learned and all that other shit. But the fact of the matter is, Jordan Love, $3, I think that is an absolute steal, especially when you're looking at something like, I don't know, Caleb Williams at $25 and Dak Prescott at $7. That's still a pretty good deal for Prescott. But Jordan Love for $3? That's nothing. He basically got him for free. Absolute steals at draft. So that's all I got there for the draft day wrap up. There could be more, but I don't want to waste a bunch of time on the past at this point because tomorrow is football. All right? So, it is time, everyone, for everyone's favorite time. It is the week 1 preview show time. So, who will start their season a winner? And who will start it a loser? Who will start their championship run tomorrow? Tomorrow, because tomorrow's football. And who will start their run? See, this shit. Look at this. Oh, God. Oh, no. I thought I fucking delete. Yes. Oh, God. Delete. Yes. That should be better. Let's see. Did it work? Bingo, we did it. I can't believe it. Anywho. Sorry, Senor, this is a fucking B-right production, apparently. So, I want to zoom this in a little bit. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And Shaggy too. I think when I click this, it'll be perfect. Let's see. Let's take a look at the stream. Oh, it's perfect. See? Takes a minute, but we'll get there. So, all the matchups are based on finishing order in the standings. So, it's the first place team versus the second. Third versus fourth, on and on and on. I don't need to do the math for you. Pretty goddamn easy. So, naturally, Tinker McTinkerton, the runner-up in last year's championship, goes up against Michael Ray. Wait a minute, no. It's Damn Daniels. Mr. Galvinator 98, Steven Galvin, the newbie, taking over the championship reigns, seeing if he can repeat that lineage there. It's like as if the coach retired and the new coach is coming in to lead this team to victory. Can he do it? Let's take a look. So, quarterbacks. Burrow versus New England, Murray versus Buffalo. I think both should be pretty good plays, but I'm going to give the edge to Burrow. Running backs, Gibbs versus the Rams, Barkley versus Green Bay, Williams versus Detroit, Swift versus Tennessee. Give the slight nod to the running backs on Mr. McFadden's side, on Tinker's side, Gibbs and Barkley. So there's that. Receivers, Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson, A.J. Brown, Mike Evans. I'm going to give the slight edge here to Mr. Galvinator, Mr. Damn Daniels, because I think Mike Evans might be the top scoring player of the week. That Washington secretary is shit. He will even tell you as a Washington fan they are shit. So, him drafting Mike Evans might have just been for week one. He might have said, hey, week one, I know they're going to be trash. I know they're going to be trash. So, Mike Evans, I'll just have him week one. I'll get an easy victory over him, and he'll start up the season good. But regardless, Mike Evans, I think, should be a huge play. Tyreek Hill, I think, will be huge, too, against Jacksonville. Brown against Green Bay, I think, should be okay. Jair Alexander could shut him down. That's always a threat. And then you got Garrett Wilson, where I just don't know what's going to happen. It could be the start of a long season for Mr. McFadden. Mr. Tinker over there. Mr. McTinkerton, I should say. But we'll see. Tight end, Kelsey, McBride. Ooh, that's tough, but give me McBride. I think I like the matchup a little bit better. Buffalo's got some injuries going on, so. London, Brian Thomas. Metcalf, Williams. Give me London and Thomas. Close, but give me those two guys. Kickers, I'm not going to tell you. Defense, don't see any very clear advantages. Maybe a little bit to the Atlanta side, but that should be about it. They are projecting Tinker to win this matchup, 122 to 118. But I actually think it will be very close. It will probably come down. Who did I see here? There was someone I saw that. Yes, Monday night right there. Garrett Wilson. That's it, right? Yeah. It will probably come down to how many points Garrett Wilson can score on Monday Night Football. I think it'll be close going into Monday Night Football, like maybe 10 to 12 point, advantage to Damn Daniels. And I think Tinker will come up short, just like he did in the championship. And Damn Daniels will get his first victory in his fantasy career in the Senor Batman League. And Tinker McTinkerton will be the saltiest fuck in America. Next up. Mr. I am. Wait, let's see. How do I want to do this? This is going to last all year. Before we go, I want to make sure we look at the chat. He said, Mr. Galvinator, who was in our last matchup, Mr. Galvin there, not Mr. McFadden. He's a loser. Well, he said, I think he was implying Mr. McFadden's a loser. And he says, bet the Evans over on everything. So, as I said, pretty much confirming that the only reason he drafted him is because he knew week one they faced Washington and he would get a lot of points. So, anywho. Now we've got I am the liquor. And Cowboy Butts drive me nuts. Now, we were talking about this draft. Cowboy Butts, man, you just rolling with that name. Got renamed like 2-3 years ago. And you're like, whatever. Cowboy Butts do drive me nuts. What are you going to say about it? It's 2024. Anywho. Quarterbacks. Josh Allen versus Arizona. Mahomes versus Baltimore. Give me Allen. Arizona is such a trash matchup that I'm just going to say Allen should be the one to go. Mahomes could be great, but I think Baltimore's got a better defense. Derrick Henry, James Conner, McCaffrey, Walker. Gotta be honest, give me McCaffrey, Walker. I mean, just close, but still like that. St. Brown, Ayuk, Allen, Cup. Give me Brown and Ayuk. Laporta, Andrews. Whew, sheesh. This is a hard one. I'm gonna go Laporta, but it's close. Pittman, Singletary, Kamara, Elliott. Give me. Ooh. Give me Kamara, Elliott, just on the Carolina defense being trash, and Kamara should be pretty good. Kicker defense, nothing there. So yeah, I think I agree with the projection. I think it's gonna be very close. I think Cowboy Butts will get the victory. Should be a great matchup. I think the key player though is gonna be Mahomes on Thursday Night Football. If for some reason he comes out of the gates looking like shit, just rusty after all the offseason, Mahomes has a bad game for some reason, I could see this turn the other way. But I think for this week, I'm going to go with Cowboy Butts. Drive me nuts. Okay? Next up, Slacy Slayers and Mr. Putin de dos Flexiones, which I'm sure is fuck two flexes in some other language. Slacy Slayer is projected to win 111 to 106. Let's see. Love versus Philly. Daniels versus Tampa. Oh, man. This is a tough one. Philly did upgrade their corners. They did update their whole defense. So it kind of makes, their defense did get better in the areas they were bad last year. So I could see Love kind of struggle. Could be good. I don't know. Daniels could run a lot. He could surprise everyone, be more ready than anyone thought. And against Tampa, be very good. This is almost a push for me, but I'm going to go with Love. Taylor, White, Mixon, Ford. Give me Taylor and White. Won't You Be My Neighbors in Jaden Reed. Harrison Moore. Give me Harrison Moore. Tight end, Kittle, Ferguson. I'm actually going to take Kittle on this one. Flex, Godwin, Mostert, Rice, Thielen. Thielen I really don't like. I'm going to have to go Godwin, Mostert, even though Rice I think is going to be really good. Kickers, Gay. His kicker might not even play. Zerline, defense, Buffalo against Arizona. I don't like, both these I don't really love this week. So I'm going to say, I think Slacy Slayers gets the victory. Maybe if he puts someone else in besides Thielen, I don't know who else he could throw in that would maybe be a better play. But also, he still has Brooks sitting here on not in IR. He could pick someone up, but I don't know who he's going to pick up and play instead of Thielen. But maybe Thielen surprises and I'm wrong. But regardless, I'm going to go Slacy Slayers in a close one. Tweeden88, high quality H2O. Team Tweeden88, we got to talk. Last year I gave you shit. I tried to curse you. I tried to do a bunch of shit. Can you just go to your team page? You just take out team. Just take out the word team. Just make it Tweeden88. Think of a cool name. You got Dak. I make it. If you want me to give you some suggestions, just let me know. A-Chain in the Membrane. That's a good one. Mary Had a Little Lamb. I don't know. There's something there. You got some good guys. You're Not Worthy with Xavier Worthy. But you're not worthy. And whatever. There's good shit. A-Chain the Member. That's a golden one. I just gave you a free one there. Just change it. Just change it. We don't have to go through the whole cursing and all this other crap. Let's just do it. But anyway, they're projecting high quality H show to get the victory. 116 to 110. All right, let's go down. Prescott versus Richardson. I'm going to give this to Richardson, and it's very close, though, because Prescott does face Cleveland. Solid, really good defense. Richardson should be running a lot. I think that'll give him the edge. A-Chain, Spears, Pacheco, Cook. Give me Pacheco and Cook. Lamb, Waddle, Jefferson, Puka. Whew. Oh, man. Well, because Lamb has a kind of not the greatest matchup, I'm going to give it to Jefferson Puka. So far it's a sweep. Tight end, Fryermuth, Komet. Give me Komet. I think it'll be close, but Komet. JSN, Worthy, Dell, Kirk. Give me... Give me Worthy, JSN. And then kickers, defenses... Both should be pretty good. Maybe a little edge of Chicago just because Tennessee, I could see committing some turnovers. Whereas Dallas, I could see maybe not. So, anywho, Yeah, I think High Quality H Show gets the victory. You know, maybe you change your name, Tommy. Maybe I would predict you get the victory and you would win. I don't know. But that's just where I'm going to go. Next up, Bijan Badness. He's been rebuilding for a couple years. He looks primed to maybe finally be a playoff team this year versus Bill Cosby. Also he kept no one this year. Rebuilt from scratch. Let's see what team I think did a better job of rebuilding. You know, Bijan doing the long rebuild, Bill Cosby doing the quick rebuild. Let's take a look. Hurts with Green Bay, Stroud versus Indy. Give me Hurts just because of rushing upside. Close though. Bijan, Montgomery, Etienne, Moss. I gotta go with Bijan, Montgomery. Close though, because Pittsburgh, but you know, close. Adams, Collins, Smith, Flowers. I'm going to go Adams Collins. I like Adams more than Smith. I like Collins more than Flowers. I'm just curious about Houston and how that all breaks down with Stephon Diggs here now. Tight end, Evan Ingram. Njoku. I'm going to go Njoku. I just think he has more of a touchdown upside. Cooper, Higgins, Olave, Diggs. Well, I'll just say this. It'll be Cooper Higgins if Jamar Chase does not play. Otherwise, Olave and Diggs. Kickers. Defenses don't see any huge advantage. Actually, New Orleans should give him a couple more points. So that should help him a little bit. But I think Bijan Badness gets the victory. I think that he's got a pretty good team. I'm going to be honest. Look at this team. If everything hits, he avoids the injury bug like last year, he could be pretty damn good. Bijan Badness with the victory in week 1. All right. Last but certainly not least, a repeat of the Sacco Bowl. All right? These two teams vied for the Sacco last year. Bo Hacks Pitt, McLovin. Who gets the victory? They are projecting a motherfucking beatdown of epic proportions. Bo Hacks Pitt 120 to 107. We'll just call it 107. We'll round it up because it's almost there. Let's see what I think. Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams. Like I said, I love Caleb Williams this year. Think he could be really great in real football, maybe even fantasy, because it's a 6-point touchdown league now. Remember that. But I got to give it to Lamar. It's close, though. I will say it is very close, because KC is not a defense you frown at. Tennessee might be a little bit easier to throw on. If Caleb Williams is that dude, I could see a scenario where, hey, Caleb Williams actually does come out on top. Running backs. Breece Hall, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris. Slight edge, but I'll take Hall and Jacobs. Hall is a shit matchup. Jacobs has not got a great one either. Jones has a good one. Harris has I'd say decent one. We don't really know what that defense looks like yet with the additions they've made. But I'm going to take Hall and Jacobs. Chase, Samuel, Odunze Pickens. Give me Chase, Samuel. Kincaid. Pitts is dealing with a hamstring injury. So give me Kincaid. Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley, Jordan Addison, Chuba Hubbard. Give me McLaurin, Ridley. And yeah, don't see any huge advantages over on there. So I'm going to say Bo Hack Pitt gets the victory. So to repeat, I think Dan Daniels repeats what the champion did last year and beats Tinker McTinkerton. I think Cowboy Butts Drive Me Nuts gets an early victory against I Am the Liquor. Slacy Slayers beats Putain Dave Du Flexions. Then I think he said High Quality H2O over Tweeden88. Bijan Badness over Bill Cosby. And Bo Hacks Pitt gets redemption for his Sacco loss last year and beats McLovin. So, with that being said, there you've got it. Draft values and crap picks, we wrapped them up. We wrapped them all up. Week 1, previewed. Good luck to everyone, and until next time, I wish you luck. Adios!